Welcome to our YouTube channel Make Science Easy with Dr. KMC. Today we are going to see an interesting educational important theme of the quality education. The title is called outcome based education. Outcome based education or outcomes based education, in short form it is called OBE, also known as standards based education, is an educational theory that bases each part of an educational system around goals, that is the outcomes. By the end of the educational experience, each student should have achieved the goal, the outcome. There is no single specialized or specified style of teaching or assignment in OBE. Instead, classes, opportunities, and assessments should all help students achieve the specified outcomes. The role of the faculty adopts into instructor, trainer, facilitator, and or mentor based on the outcomes targeted. According to Spady 1994, OBE is defined as, in quotes, a comprehensive approach to organizing and operating an education system that is focused in and defined by the successful demonstration of learning sought from each student. So that was the simpler definition given by Dr. Spady. So outcome based methods have been adopted in education systems around the world at multiple levels. Australia and South Africa adopted CBE policies in the early of 1990 but have since been phased out. The United States has had an OBE program in place since from 1994 that has been adopted over the years. As of 2020, the full signatures are Australia, Canada, Taiwan, Hong Kong, India, Ireland, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, Russia, Singapore, South Africa, Sri Lanka, Turkey, United Kingdom, Pakistan, China, and including USA. So next we will see, so what are the important aspects of the outcome based education. Number one, courses. So courses here defined as a theory or a practical or theory come practical subject studied in a semester. For example, engineering, mathematics. Number two, course outcome. Course outcomes are the statements that describe significant and essential learning that learners have achieved and can reliably demonstrate at the end of the course. Generally, three or more course outcomes may be specified for each course based on its weightage. Number three, program. Program is defined as the specialization or discipline of a degree. It is the interconnected arrangements of courses, co-curricular and extracurricular activities to accomplish the predetermined objectives leading to the awarding for a degree or of a degree. For example, BE marine engineering or BE in any of the sciences. Number four, program outcomes. So program outcomes are narrower statements that describe what students are expected to be able to do by the time of graduation. So here the program outcomes are expected to be aligned closely with graduate attributes. Number 5, program educational objectives. So program educational objectives we call the PEOs. The program educational objectives of a program are the statements that describe the expected achievements of graduates in their career, and also in particular what the graduates are expected to perform and achieve during the first few years after graduation. So that is the significance of the program education objectives. Number 6, program specific outcomes. So PSO. So the PSO, or what the students should be able to do at the end of the graduation with reference to a specific discipline. Usually there are 2 or 4 PSO for a program. Number 7, the last, graduate attributes. The graduate attributes, otherwise called GA, the graduate attributes 12 in numbers are exemplars of the attributes expected of a graduate from an accredited program, that is illustrated in the graduate attributes, otherwise called abbreviated GA. So what is the difference between the traditional education methods? So what are the differences from the traditional education methods? So OBE can primarily be distinguished from traditional education methodology by the way it incorporates three elements: theory of education, a systematic structure for education, and a specific approach to the instructional practice. So these are the main the elements of the theory of the education. So finally it organizes the entire educational system towards what are considered essential for the learners to successfully do at the end of their learning experiences. So here in this model, the term outcome in code is the core concept and sometimes used interchangeably with the terms the competency called in codes the standards, the benchmarks and attainment targets. So OBE are also uses the same methodology formally and informally adopted in actual workplace to achieve the outcomes. So it focuses on the following skill when developing curricula and outcomes. Number 1, life skills. Number 2, basic skills. Number 3, the professional and vocational skills. Number 4, intellectual skills. Number 5 and last is the interceptional or interpersonal and the personal skills. So these are the 5 components of the focus of the focus of the skills when developing the curricula or the outcomes. So in a regional, local, the fundamental, the electrical education system, students are given grades and the rankings compared to each other. So the content and performance expectations are based primarily on what was taught in the past to the students of a given age of 12 to 18. So the goal of the education was to present the knowledge and skills of an older generation to the new generation of the students, and mainly to provide the students with an environment in which to learn. So the process paid little attention, that is beyond the classroom teacher, to whether or not students learn any of the material. Next, what are the main principles of the OBE? There are 4 principles guide the transformational OBE approach. Taken together, they strengthen the conditions for both the learner and the teacher in a successful way. Number 1, the clarity of the focus, the clarity of the focus of the education. And number two, design down. Number three, high expectations. And number four, expanded opportunities. So according to Spady 1998, the basic principle of the transformational OBE is the clarity of the focus. The clarity of the focus. The principle, infers that curriculum development, implementation, and evaluation should be geared by the outcomes which are expected as the culminating demonstration of the learners. The principle clearly delineates that the articulation of the desired endpoint is the essential for successful outcomes. The successful outcomes. So here the curriculum planners and educators have to identify a clear focus on what they want learners to be able to demonstrate at the end of the significant learning time. So once these outcomes have been identified, the curriculum is constructed by the backward mapping of the knowledge and skills. So the design down aspect infers that all the curriculum and educational activities should be designed back from the point where the exit outcomes are expected to happen. So here the principle of the high expectations elicits high level of the standards then would normally to set as only those can be labeled completely. Further learners are supported to the culminate higher level of the performance according to the Spady 1998. So the expanded opportunities provide for a flexible approach in time and teaching methodologies matched against the needs of the learner, allowing more than one opportunity to succeed. Allowing more than one opportunity to succeed, and each of these principles are explored and applied to practice. So these are the main principles behind the OBE. So what are the benefits? So the benefits underlying the OBE are number one, the clarity. So I think already I mentioned that the clarity, the focus on outcomes creates a clear expectation of what need to be accomplished by the end of the course. That is most important. So here the students will understand what is expected of them and teachers will know that they need and to teach during the course. So the clarity is important over years of the schooling and when the team teaching is involved. So each team member or here in school or in college or university will have a clear understanding of what needs to be accomplished in each class or at each level, allowing the students to the progress well. So these designing and planning the curriculum are expected to work backwards once an outcome has been decided upon. So they must determine what knowledge. So they must determine what knowledge and skills will be required to reach out the program or in the outcome base. Number two is the flexibility. So with a clear sense of what needs to be accomplished, instructors or the instructors will be able to structure their lessons around the students' needs. That's why we used to always say student centric, more focused to the students' needs and the desire. So OBE does not specify a specific method of instruction, the leaving instructors free to teach their students using any method, using any methodology. So instructors will also be able to recognize the diversity among students by using various teaching and assessment techniques during the class hours. So OBE is meant to be a student-centered learning model. So OBE is meant to be a student-centered learning model. So teachers are meant to guide and help the students understand the material in any way necessary the student guides and group work are some of the methods of the instructors that can use to facilitate students to learn in a high way. Number three is the comparison. So OBE can be compared across the different institutions, schools, colleges and universities. So on an individual level, the institutions can look at what outcomes a student has achieved to decide what level the student would be at within the new institution. Our institutional level instructors can compare themselves by checking to see the outcomes they have in common and find places where there may be need improvement based on the achievement of the outcomes and with the comparing with the other institutions. So the ability to compare easily across the institutions allows students to move between institutions with relative ease. So this can be determined if the potential employee has the skill necessary for the job. Necessary for the job. Next is the involvement. So involvement means the students' involvement. The students' involvement in the classroom is a key part of the OBE. So students are expected to do their own learning so that they gain a full understanding of the material, of the understanding of the full material. Increased student involvement allow students to feel the responsible for their own learning and they should learn more through this individual learning. So other aspects of the involvement are the parental and community through developing curriculum or making change to it. So the OBE outcomes are meant to be decided upon within a school system, within a college system and within a university system or at a local level. So here parents and community members are asked to give input in order to uphold the standards of the education within a community. Next, so what are the types of the assessment tools and methods? So there are different types of the assessment tools and methods in the OBE. Number one is the formative assessment. So the formative assessment which illustrates the collection of information about the student learning during the progression of a course or program in order to improve the student's learning. So that is the real meaning of the formative assessment. And next is the summative assessment. So here the gathering of information at the conclusion of a course, program or undergraduate career to be improved learning or to meet accountability demands. So accountability demands. So when need for the improvement impacts the next cohort of the students taking the course or the program. So that is the real meaning of the summative assessment. Then and again we like to see about the criterion referenced assessment. So what is the meaning of the criterion, the referenced assessment? A score that compares a student's performance to specific standards. So that will be the reference to the assessment of the a student. So here the student is assessed. So student is assessed in reference to student's outcome that can be expected as a result of an education experience. For example, a degree of the master of the identified criteria. So that is the based on the outcome in the criterion reference assessment. And next is the alternative assessments. So a catch-all term for assessments that depart from the traditional multiple choice norm referred tests such as coding, live art criticism, discussions, portfolio reviews, rating performances or art products on criteria established by teachers and students in journals and authentic task management and direct observation of the student's performance which gives the idea regarding the alternative assessments. So next is what is the authentic assessments. So assessment that fix meaningful real life experience, real life learning experiences that gives more about the authenticity of the perceptions regarding the performance, the perception of the visual and audio relationship, integration of the new knowledge, total reflection of the profitability on one's own progress, and finally interpreting the meaning in consideration of the contextual facts. So that illustrates the authentic assessments. The next we will see what is the performance assessments. So performance assessment is nothing but an observation of the process of creating an answer or products that that demonstrates a student's knowledge or the skills. So ultimately, it directly observable student generated evidence of the learning which illustrates the performance assessment and assessment criteria. So what are the various assessment criteria in the OBE system? So Killen 2000 says to be useful in an OBE system, assessment criteria should conform to the following principles. Number one, the assessment procedure should be valid. Should be valid. That should be access what they are interpreted and intended to the access. And the assessment procedures should be reliable. They should be given the consistently results. Finally, the assessment procedure should be fair. They should not be influenced by any irrelevant factors. Assessment should be reflect the knowledge and skills that are most important for learners to learn. And assessment should be, comprehensive and explicit. And assessment should be support every learner's opportunity to learn things that are most important. And then because of the learners or individuals, assessment should allow this individuality to be demonstrated. So that is the core concept of the OBE system, the principle, usefulness, and then what are the various levels of the OBE system that is adopted or to be adopted in a school, in a college, or in a university system, especially for the student's point of the view or the student-centric view. So to conclude that, in summary, the focus of education has shifted from the educator to learner. So the focus of the education has shifted from the educator to the learner. However, this shift requires change within the educational system in order to facilitate learning. In order to facilitate learning. So establishing an OBE system for education is the best way, is the only best way for a particular learner to reach the desired outcomes in the education system. So here the role of the educator is to enable and encourage all the learners, all the students to achieve essential outcomes while the learner actively participates in and contributes towards the learning process. Ultimately, what? So actively participate in and contributes towards the learning process. So OBE also demands a commitment to continuing the professional, the development and lifelong learning. So OBE is, considered as a commitment to continuing the professional development and lifelong learning. That is the ultimate final conclusion of the OBE in the higher education institution or in the school educational systems. So with this short note, I thank everyone for patient hearing. Thank you one and all.